All right, good afternoon. We'll go ahead and get started here. Injury update for you. Ed Oliver will not practice today. Same with Matt Milano. Shaq Thompson will be limited. Taron Johnson and Cam Lewis the same. And then Jordan Hancock will return to full. Before we move on, just want to tell the fans, the Bills Mafia who showed up yesterday, how much we appreciate them coming out to support us. It was great to see. You could tell a difference when we made plays, and you knew who was there. So just outstanding by the fans, and from that we'll move on.
Sean, knowing that Josh was okay in the press conference, and just how is his nose, and might there be any limitations or things that might have cropped up overnight, knowing that thing was swelling?
Yeah, his nose didn't get any bigger. I think it's always looked good to me. I think it still looks good. So I think we're in a good should be a good spot.
Sorry, just to clarify that, was his nose broken or just?
Yeah, I don't have any confirmation on that. It was just gushing blood. So.
Okay.
What is Matt Milano's injury?
Yeah, a pec. Yeah.
Do you anticipate that being a longer-term injury?
Don't know yet. Don't know. We'll see.
What are the challenges facing this team on a short turnaround, knowing you might be a little still depleted on defense, and just a short week, I guess?
Yeah. Well, I thought the guys that stepped up last week did a really good job for us, and we'll need more of that this week as well. So that's one of the things I love about our team, and it's been true every year we've been here, is guys step up. Coaches do a good job of preparing them, and they have the wherewithal, the intangibles to put the time in to be ready to go. I mean, Mitch is a phenomenal example. I'll remember that play probably the rest of my life. Just very rarely do you see a quarterback, with what Josh had to do, and then another one comes in without any warning, really, and I made light of the situation a little bit, like a shift change after the game yesterday. But for Mitch to go grab his helmet, have it ready to go, and go out there, we didn't have to burn a timeout. And then he goes out there and throws a heck of a throw, makes a heck of a throw. That was high level stuff right there.
Bobby mentioned last week he's seen a different level of confidence from Dorian Williams this season, knowledge of the defense, everything that goes into that. Where have you seen improvement from Dorian?
Yeah, I think overall, right, it's knowledge of the defense, understanding the nuances to playing linebacker in the NFL. So I would say those two things for sure. Dorian's always been a go-getter, physical. His work ethic is off the charts, and now you're starting to see some of the fruits of his labor.
After going back and watching the games through, I think Joey made a lot of plays yesterday. You guys talked about it a little bit afterwards, but now that you've had a chance to watch it through, what have you seen from him? In the small sample size to start the season.
Yeah, it really comes down to rushing the passer is one thing, but you have to earn the right to rush the passer by playing well on early downs and knowing your assignment and executing and playing physical to get us to those third down situations where you saw him perform at the level he did yesterday. So, I would say I've been just as impressed with that piece as I have with the third down piece, and let's give credit to the other guys that he's playing alongside of. Right, it all works together. That's been good to see, and like always, what I always say, it's we got to keep going because that 4-man rush it's huge.
Coach, the takeaway streak continues for your defense to start the season. Why is that such an important part of your identity?
Yeah, the ball is huge. Fundamentals are huge for us. The game is, when you really break it down, it comes down to fundamentals and taking care of the football. I thought our offensive line did a great job yesterday when we did put one on the ground, covering there in the high red area, I believe it was. That was a big play for us. So it's huge. It really is. I mean, you talk about whether it's these sports, most of them are played with the ball, and that's the key item, right? So we've got to make sure we take care of that thing and continue to play violently in order to take it away.
Last week you talked about the benefits of being in a close game, getting back and overcoming that kind of a deficit. What is it like to have, what are your impressions of a team that was able to respond from that, clean up numerous things that went wrong, and win a game like in that fashion, to be 2-0 the way you've gotten it 2-0 so far?
Yeah, we're building. We're just through 2 weeks at this point. This being a short week, we know we won't have an opportunity to really practice too much this week. Last week we took the one day because I felt like we needed it and went to a walkthrough kind of scaled down session there. And I think that's just realizing where we're at in the season is important in space and time and what we're trying to build in terms of the foundation, the fundamentals, and the execution piece as well. So continuing to build our identity is going to be important for us.
Sean, I know you recognized Sam Franklin after the game to the media and in the locker room. I mean, 7 kickoffs that you had, their average drive start was their 29-yard line. How important is that to you and what he is providing?
Right, that's huge. This kickoff play is a new play for the entire league this year, and it's an exciting play. With that comes, an opportunity to make some big plays when we go and cover kicks, and making sure that we put a net around the ball carrier and get off blocks. I think Coach Taves is doing a great job. Coach West teaching the fundamentals that go with playing well on special teams, in particular in the coverage unit. Had a few punts yesterday as well towards the end of the game. I thought Cam did a good job and did a good job putting that one near the sideline there in the fourth quarter, I believe it was. So still work to be done and work to do, but that's why we're here today, and I'm going to get the most out of today just on a short day as we can here.
How much does Thursday night football affect how much you could rotate in or wanted to rotate in yesterday late in that game the way it went?
Yeah, we were aware of it. We were talking about it on the headset. Never want to get ahead of ourselves, but doing the best that we could to try and get as many guys out as we could. Some of it was unavoidable with some of the guys that were still out there due to numbers, game day numbers. But yeah, that also came into play there. So never want to see people score more than we want them to, and so that's from a competitive standpoint that hurts. But it gave us a chance to see some young guys as well, which is good.
Sean, how much did you and Joe go over maybe red zone and third downs offensively today? If there were a couple areas that maybe you'd want to shore up, what might be those two?
Right. We talked after the game because of the shortness of the week. We haven't been able to really hone in and spend as much time together as we normally would. But we talked after the game in my locker and myself and the coordinator group. And that was right at the, off the bat. Joe mentioned opportunities that we didn't take advantage of. When we had a chance to get 3, we got 0. We had a chance to get 7. Too many times we came away with 3. So that's we left some things out there, and that's an area we have to improve.
I know you have to play the schedule that you're given, but is there a difference in how you approach a Thursday night game early in the season compared to a Thursday night game later in the season? You guys have 2 this year. Does anything change?
I always believe, that's a valid question, I always believe you've got to meet the team where it's at. So, right now is all I can speak for in terms of where our guys are, where our team is, and making sure we're doing right by them as it relates to the rest that they need, how we shape game plans, and, just meeting them physically, emotionally, just mentally where they need to be met right now. And then we'll see what comes up later in the year. I couldn't even tell you when that Thursday is, to be honest with you.
Cole Bishop seemed to have a really more apparent game.
Yeah.
You think that is a steady rise, or are we still kind of riding the roller coaster of youth and experience?
Yeah. really impressed with both T-Rap and Cole yesterday. Different look in their eye, way different look in their eye. Very physical, on their assignments, tackled well. Really impressed with their week of preparation, and then that's where it started, Steve, and then the play yesterday. So, that's what I like to see.
How did you think your rookie defensive tackles handled it? A few more snaps.
Yeah, took another step. They did. They took another step, and we needed it. Still work to be done for them and for all of us. But they needed to take that step, and again, their preparation, that's where that began. That's why when you put in the work, during the week, it's, you give yourself a chance come the weekend, and that's huge.
Hey, Sean, how frustrated are you for Matt after going through all the summer healthy, and then halfway through the second game, and now he's dealing with
Yeah.
another injury?
No, he's one of our better players, and so we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I feel bad for him. He works extremely hard. You guys know him. He's here quite a bit, and he puts a lot of time into it, and it means a lot to him.
I probably know the answer to this, but it's gonna be a theme, I'm sure, about the discussion going into Thursday's game. Buffalo's dominance at home over Miami. I think you're 9-0 at home ever since you got here, including playoffs. Is there anything to that?
No, one game, totally separate of the other 9 or whatever it's been. I appreciate you asking, though, but yeah, totally separate.
Tre'Davious White getting back in the lineup, he looked pretty sharp. How did it feel
Yep.
to inject him back in after not having him game one?
No, it felt good. I was happy for Trey. He worked extremely hard to get himself back. Felt like he was in a good spot to go, and he went out there and played well. So it was good to see. We look forward to seeing how that goes moving forward, and fully confident in Trey. And I thought really the secondary as a whole really played well, played together, connected with those in front of them in the run and the pass game, which is good to see. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.